Yeah.
So I think for BetBoom as well, like this could be a rare moment where you see an Orchid on Storm Spirit, because we do have a Lifestealer Infest Bomb, which is, I think, if you asked what is the most iconic combination for Lifestealer,
Hang on.
it's probably Storm.
What is the most... I was going to say, I was going to tee you up there. I was going to tee you up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You just ruined everything. It's fine.
Okay, okay. In your eyes, what's the most iconic Storm Lifestealer Infest Bomb? Is it Storm Spirit?
I think it's Storm Spirit, Tigo.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that was so natural and good. Look at this ward, by the way.
We just finished each other.
Look at this ward, by the way.
Yeah.
In the middle lane, behind the tower.
I mean, it's the Nature's Prophet ward, right? Like, he can TP in, place it.
Super cool.
Is he going to be killing couriers with this ward? This feels like a ward courier killing type shenanigans.
I feel like it would be placed
or he's
slightly
using it to see the ward placed.
back, but yeah. Well, I guess it gives you vision on the high ground here.
Smoked. What? Obviously, it's not like a... They didn't know the ward's placed there, but for GPK to place the ward under smoke completely removes the value of seeing this ward, right?
Yeah. Looks like a fight is a brewing here. And I'm not sure it's looking great for Na'Vi. Maze needs to get away. Malady gets caught inside the bramble. Maze couldn't navigate it, going for the TP out. Not going to happen. Malady falls. It will be Toronto Tokyo taking that first blood on the Treant Protector.
It's instant pause.
I still remember the first time I saw Willow. I saw Bramble Maze. Read the description, was so excited to have like some sort of randomly generated, like, just a little maze.
A literal maze. Oh,
and it's not a maze. It's the worst named ability. It's not a maze at all. If you turned up to a maze, if someone's like, oh, there's a corn maze in the field today, kids, let's go. And it was just a series of bushes, you'd be mad. You'd be mad about it.
So why do Dota players still get lost inside of it?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess it does feel like a bit of a maze when you're like walking around it, but still, imagine it was just randomly generated like lines every time. It's so cool.
Sorry guys, didn't root him. Didn't spawn the right maze puzzle in this time.
Yeah, or maybe you know you have like that preview thing whenever you like hover it.
You know what the maze formation is.
You know what the maze is. So it's RNG, but then you can see it before you plant it. So
how about we just teleport the hero to a whole nother map where they have to complete a maze, like in RuneScape? You know, when you get the guy who just...
Yeah, I think Heroes of New Earth had that as a hero which like teleported you to arena and you had to fight each other in the arena or something. Literal 1v1.
I think they had, in Heroes of the Storm, they had like... I only ever played like 5 games of it because my mate was like, oh, I should play this MOBA. And I'd already played Dota for like 4 years. I was like, I played like 5 games. I was like, what is this? Like, everyone shares XP.
We played one
never
game.
Played it again,
like,
but there are some wacky mechanics in that one.
Yeah, apparently it wasn't too bad, but yeah, I never got into it.
Yeah. And the servers shut down, so what can you do?
Rest in pepperonis. Anyway, where's our fun lane? It's the bottom side. This is where the action. Look at that action already happening. Bramble Maze being placed down. Just kidding.
Yes, let's fake cast the entire laning phase. I'm sure all the viewers would enjoy hearing this much energy at minute 3.
Oh, it's not for the viewers. I just like baiting Earson. It's
oh, I see. Okay,
it's the most fun.
And what we just saw there is the reason why Dazzle probably would lane quite well into Slug. As soon as he jumps you, rather than running away from the creep wave, if you just hug it with Shadow Wave, you get a couple more points in it, build up the amount of targets that you can connect with that heal. Slug can't just stand his ground and right click. Slug prefers to play up against, beefier heroes that he can just build up shift stacks over time. And you can see Slug hasn't even put a point in any spell right now. Like, he just knows that there's not a kill opportunity. He's they have level 2 advantage. So I think this is actually going to be very, very difficult, especially because it was our last pick Slug. Not the best hero for the lane, it seems.
Oh, Melagil really kind of rubbing GPK the wrong way here. He's playing it beautifully. I've just been watching him kind of outplay GPK for the last couple of minutes. It's been really nice. And look at this. Curry Snipes coming out from Milady. Ooh, does manage to catch him in the front. Just gets a kill and the courier. Oh my god. The Nature's Prophet rotation doing absolute work in the middle lane. I mean, all from Melagil kind of just dancing around the storm in the early points. But nevertheless, the ward paying off, the kill coming through. And Yeah. Luckily, he did get his bottle from the courier before he died, before the courier died, but nevertheless, it's down on the bottom side. They will call off Pure. She gets to pretty low save, looking for a bit of revenge, and yeah, couldn't navigate that complicated maze in time, so it does get caught out and save. Oh, might be able to finish it. Does. Double kill for the Willow.
All right, save. Congratulations. You are now the core in the lane. Get yourself that Midas. Get that, that cash flowing. And going back to the profit on the mid, if only he killed the bottle before he got to GPK, that would have been like the icing on the cake, right? For that.
Yeah.
For that move, but.
Slug?
Navi.
Slug? Ouch! Ouch!
Oh no.
Oh god. You know what? Sometimes you fuck up. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you pounce through 3 brambles, you know? It happens.
He pounced through 3 brambles.
It's just, we're going to call it as it is, I'm afraid. You got your angle. The angle of your dangle is all wrong. And now you have to make a real walk of shame. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Nice.
Eoson's a sadist. He's going to watch this.
This should be documented. I think every time you do the walk of shame, like, it needs to be in its entirety. Just, this is what you've become. This is who you are.
Yeah. Question is, did he buy his own smoke, or did someone buy a smoke for him?
Oh, no, he bought his own.
Oh, no.
You don't want to ask your team for the walk of shame. You need to do it quietly.
You hope no one notices, yeah. That's why you get the smoke.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
These aren't infinity stones. You're not supposed to catch them all. Running through the trees, Toronto Tokyo continuing to chase him down. Luckily, the Dark Pack will take off the Leech Seed, but yeah, Shigetsu doesn't have a game. That is what's happening here. Is in the middle lane, TP in from Malady, looking to bring down GPK, and they will be able to do that. All right, well, sack the Slug and kill the Storm. That seems to be what's happening here. So we'll see if Melodor can make the space in the later parts of the game to help the Slug recover his non-existent game, because he's pulling for himself. He's just trying to scrape some sort of game off the floor, but
he has 5 CS now, man. And now 6, but one of them, yeah, he's about to get 3 CS from a small camp to like fake his how healthy his CS looks.
Ooh, nice dead shot up on the top side. Catched out Nightfall a little bit, but does still just rage himself away.
Yeah, I think for Na'Vi right now, they are going to need their Brun Kunkka to step up and provide something in the next 5 or 10 minutes, because this Slug is mode catch up and does die. And we haven't really got to it yet,
Tokyo is just finding a lot of violence on this map. Everywhere he goes, kills be happening.
Well, so I think Never is actually having a very good game, right? 29 for 13 on the Brewmaster to the 16 and 2 of the Lifestealer. Out CSing him, Melodor.
Whoa, whoa, not again, not again, what is this? GPK's just trying to get his 6, and they're just going so deep to try and find him. This is ridiculous. God damn. I mean, Slug's getting hammered, Storm's getting hammered.
The key thing is Na'Vi's doing stuff away from the Slug now, right? Like, they're not bringing heroes towards the Slug lane. They're trying to pressure elsewhere. Shigetsu is just getting 1v1 smacked by the Dazzle, who is 2 levels higher than him. We've seen him do this exact circuit, if not like a minute ago. But GPK not being level 6, he can't destroy any of the combinations from Kunkka. He just hits level 6 and now he can, but yeah, I think Melodor has done a very good job at applying pressure. I think Malady clearly is, of course, the early game MVP here. That ward that he placed before the bounty rune spawned enabled him to see the courier, enabled him to TP onto Storm with ease, and yeah, both Kunkka and Prophet in tandem have delayed GPK's entry to this game. Well, poor Slug's walked back to base. He's done this trip twice now.
Yeah, it's a well-worn path. Maybe it's like a nature trail where it takes longer at start, but then you kind of flatten it a bit and it gets easier. There's Nightfall. Taking some heavy hits up on the top side, but we'll be okay. I mean, he's kind of struggling as well on this Lifestealer. Just constant harassment coming in and all the action in his lane just means that he doesn't have time to just sit and hit creeps. Now Malady's going to come across. Once again, X Marks is there, and the kill comes in. Effort's going to be able to bring him down. That's a dead Lifestealer. No joke. And now, well, with Melgil here on the top side, they're going to hit themselves a tower. And this tier 1, honestly, is not long for this world. No fortification available for the Dire, so this is just going to straight up be a tower going the way of Na'Vi. But of course, Na'Vi's own bottom tier 1 tower died long ago to Pure. But the gang, they're TPing, they're coming. They want to get that Dazzle. The Dazzle, which is just farmed so well, has been an absolute menace all game. But he reads it. Pure, heading towards the middle lane. Once again, these ex-carry offlaners, always very good at reading rotations and having that little edge of self-preservation, which many hardcore offlaners lack. Pure. Gonna walk into Daze here. Immediately, GPK comes flying across the map, looking towards this Muerta. Nope, can't bring it down in time, though. Actually, Na'Vi are mounting a defense here. Boat's gonna come through to give her the health as well. They'll just make sure that this Muerta is nice and safe. So in terms of timings, we're certainly looking at Melgil trying to grab his blade mail probably first. Definitely feels like that kind of game for him.
I'll make a confession, Nomad. I was coughing, so I pressed mute, and I didn't unmute.
Yeah, I figured something was going wrong.
No, it's me. I actually just started speaking. I was like, wait a second, why is he not listening to me? Oh, my bad. No, yeah, so it's... No, what I was saying was, I think like the fact that Lifestealer is relatively unfarmed is going to be a little bit of an issue for BetBoom, because they do want to rely on that potential early Infest on Storm, find a kill. But of course, the it's not as devastating because Slark has 0 game. Like if Slark had, normally in Slark games around now, you're already entertaining the idea of like Tread's Echo Saber being completed relatively soon, like Tread's Diffuser on the horizon, but it's a bit of a farm game, and I think Kunkka, of course, we've praised him a lot in his early moves, so that is going to be the key theme right now for Na'Vi. How do they utilize Kunkka? Because he is having the best game for them.
Best game out of anyone, yeah. GPK, you know, he struggled a little bit. Still able to mess up with this Kunkka's combo, though. Never really going to be able to catch him out, as Daze is the one to pick up this double damage rune, but may die for it. The damage coming out from the Storm Spirit is severe. Daze has to try and stand his ground here, but a zip out from Storm drops a Remnant and leaves, and that will finish off Daze and get him out of danger. Yeah, GPK's recovered super well, honestly. Like, he got shut down so hard, but, you know, it's Storm. He's just a really strong hero coming back into the game. His jungling is one of the best out of any mid laner.
And Slark is actually about to complete his Midas, which is something I wasn't expecting to be saying. Like for like a minute 11, minute 12, it's like, okay. It is a product that BetBoom can't have continued aggression onto this hero, especially when Pure is trying to be efficient for his own farm. And in Na'Vi, they bring the Brewmaster to mid lane, they profit the Kunkka, and they take this tower with ease. So in regards to map state, Na'Vi are pulling slowly ahead due to the Kunkka and Brew having exceptional lanes.
I'm a little surprised we didn't see Pure rotate into the mid at all to try and stop this tower falling, but he's just kind of securing his own game, looking at this this Aghanims, which, you know, again, love seeing that as the first item for Dazzles. Gives you so much, but does take a little bit of time to grab. It's not a cheap item. It's not like a blade mail. It's not like something cheap you can just pick up.
So after one item, he's like, okay, I'm done with cheap items.
Yeah, things just kind of slowing down a lot. Nightfall on the last deal, he's being given a bit of a chance to catch up on the top side, but honestly, he's just as poor as the Slark. He didn't have a good time up in this top lane. Just constant harassment from the Muerta and the Brewmaster, spamming their spells. It was kind of difficult.
Slug will pull ahead though, right? Because like one hero buys a Midas, you have Dark Pact to farm, and then Lifestealer, what, he's got an Armlet. That's all he got. So Nightfall, he's going to need to join his team to find kills. And Storm and Willow are walking towards top lane. Shigetsu might be in a spot above it here. He does have ult, Pounce and TP available.
Slark can farm faster, but the Lifestealer can join fights sooner, so he makes his team stronger, while Slark kind of secures the late game a bit better. It'll be interesting to see how that one plays out and how both teams react to it. Because it's still, for all intents, a good Lifestealer game. Very hard for Malagil to bring him down as they find the Dazzle on the sidelines here. They need to keep him locked up. The stun. Oh, it doesn't come out, but it doesn't matter. The silence is there from the cooling, and they'll keep the Dazzle silenced up and unable to respond to this. And they're going to be able to get Toronto, Tokyo as well, making it 2 clean kills in the enemy triangle. Mellow, looking for kill number 3 here as a Dark Willow gets thrown up into the air. Has Shadow Realm available. Very annoying ability, which is going to stop them being able to really follow up from this one.
Really nice moves from Na'Vi. And not only that, but with the calling, you know, Malady, he throws down the Sprout to kind of push back the Dazzle. Dazzle just hit level 10, put a point in Grave, and if he was able to get to the center of that calling, dodging those spirits would have been able to, you know, keep himself alive a little bit longer. It did look like BetBoom weren't entertaining, even helping them. So it would have been a Grave for buying time rather than anything else. GPK is trying to get his way to an Orchid, and Lifestealer is trying to just get anything that he can because he is so underfarmed. I think for BetBoom, yeah, realistically, like the Orchid timing plus Ags on Dazzle, that's gonna be your big moments, like the Orchid for Storm Spirit, the Ags for Dazzle. We'll see if they do look to smoke off of that, or if they continue to farm, especially because Lifestealer will make the guys, I'm not that strong. Like, he doesn't really want to be dragged into a fight, lose the fight, and then still be in a weird position. This is going to be a very dangerous part of the game here for BetBoom. Especially when Melagil is already halfway to an Axe if he wants it.
Yeah,
it's pretty insane. He might just get the shard straight away, but it is insane to farm. Like, this is... If there ever was a time like you need your off lane and mid to pop off, it's when your Slark was having the lane that he had, right? Like, the comfort that the Slark player got when he looked towards other lanes and they're like, don't worry, man, we got you. Like, it just gives Na'Vi so much more confidence.
Yeah, and this was product of planning as well. It's not just some chance that, oh, he did really badly and he did really well. Like, no, they dropped Nature's Prophet. He came mid a lot and was always helping out with the movements and with the rotations onto GPK to make sure they secured Malagil's lane. So they're ready for this this Kunkka to kind of be the focal point of this mid game for Na'Vi. Now I want to see them really make that plan come to action. What can you do? When are you going to do it? What are your timings? And how much can you get done? Meanwhile, it's the only issue is that he doesn't have anyone to play with when it comes to cores. Nefrit, he's the Brewmaster. He's just going to go for the Midas, go for the Radiance. Like, yeah, sure, Split's always going to be a nice thing to play around, but we shall see. Yeah, everyone's just waiting for their timings. No one feels strong enough to go and make a decisive play on the map.
Also, I'm looking at this Nature's Prophet, and for some reason it's an Eastern European thing because
oh god, this is a Na'Vi thing.
No, because like Yamachon Secret did it in Western Europe. I can't remember, someone else did it in another Eastern European team, and then Na'Vi have done it on both Malady and Days. Like going for this Dagon Prophet, like Vessel Dagon. Like, it's an interesting idea, I'll give him that, but it does feel lackluster compared to the value of an Ags where you can root everyone in maybe like double the cost. But when you think of Dagon, it's... Yeah, Solar Crest would be nice to amp up a Bruling or a Slark, but we'll see who should be getting jumped around.
Orchid's out onto him, but they don't have nearly enough damage to bring him down in this duration. However, the fear is there, but yeah, still not enough. Might get a chance to get off the split. Vortex comes in. Nefrit, he's holding it though, being very, very disciplined not to pop this one. Storm Spirit with the shield ring feels very confident, jump in and out, but Maldy is able to finish off save on the backlines. That Spirit Vessel and Blood Grenade taking him down. 3 times kill spree as well. Oh, hello. Curse of the Old Growth. Catching out the Stream Protector, and they're going to be able to kill off Toronto Tokyo. Melody, double kill. That's a lot of Dagon money right there.
There's a lot of Dagon money, and when you think about level 1 Dagon, right, it's 120 mana to do 400 damage. You get 11% lifesteal and then 7 all stats. Like,
and it heals
conceptually, it sounds kind of value, but then it's a Dagon, and it's like, like the window in which Dagon's useful, especially in a meta of tankiness. You've got a very brief window for Dagon to feel great, and the Jumping Brewmaster once again, of course, with the Orchid.
Yeah, this time it'll be successful.
They can take him down this time, yeah.
Maldi immediately looking for the +1, the revenge kill. Will find it and save, but can he get himself out? He's got no TP available, so he is just going to get brought down. Well, that's going to be a 5 times kill streak actually going to GPK. That is not a good trade going for that Willow there. Might be looking back at that one and feeling a tinge of regret.
It does hurt when supports are the ones getting the streaks, because it's not as if they're going to have flawless games. They're always going to die at some point, right? And on a Prophet, when you're always hunting for the next kill, like, the reason why he's on a streak is because of this playstyle. And he's not going to change his playstyle because it's been successful. And the punishment is GPK got it. And Na'Vi, though, they do smoke up as 2. Muerta and Kunkka are together here. The Aghanims is available for the Kunkka.
Yep.
Ideally, they don't want to find Toronto Tokyo. Like, the Tree Shard is one of the best in the game at breaking every single smoke. They want to find something. Oh, they got a smoke on smoke action.
If they can get to a good position here, it could be huge, and they will. X marks out on Toronto Tokyo. They will accept the Tree Protector kill. This does give the other members of BetBoom a chance to get themselves away, however, and Save does get himself out. Maldi not quite aggressive enough with that TP to catch him off guard.
He also doesn't have boots, so the Prophet can't even chase down the Willow and hope to get a Sprout. I think if he did have like boots or Windlace, might have been close enough to get Max Rain's Sprout. Of course, nighttime vision probably hurting a little bit there, but yeah, Na'Vi. They smoke us 2, they kill Tree. They wish they got a core kill, but...
Okay, so Na'Vi's had a change of heart. Despite already buying the Voodoo Mask, has now has changed the Quick Buy to an Orchid. Which means this is just sitting as a casual Voodoo Mask at the moment. Which doesn't see value, I'll be honest.
I was being polite with my Dagon analysis, I'll be honest. Okay, alright, I'm just going to be I really fucking hate Dagon on Prophet, level 1, alright, I'll be honest. I was trying to skirt around it, but no, I really hate it, because it's like, you're doing all this for 300 damage, but when in a fight on Prophet, are you actually like getting the final blow? I'm yet to see someone actually like kill someone with a Dagon, or like use it in a scary
level. It'd be a difference-making item, yeah. Yeah,
and like Tree is invisible, you barely see him. He's tanky. Lifestealer, Rage, Storm. What's Dagon gonna do? Dazzle heals everyone up, and Willow maybe could be annoying, but like,
she goes untargetable. How do you get her?
So it's like this Dagon meme. It feels like a kind of a pub thing, and like maybe if there was like squishier cores in play here, but we rarely see squishy cores now. Like, let's say there was like a Drow Ranger where she's still at like Yasha, and like every fight it's going to be Wrath of Nature and Dagon to her face. Like, that's kind of cool, but in this game, I really don't like it. And it feels good to get that off my chest.
That's alright. It's a nice therapy session for Tiga there. There you go, bud. Toronto Tokyo, meanwhile, being beaten up by the side of Na'Vi. Very deep dive here for the Wisdom Rune. He does get it on Toronto Tokyo, though, so don't feel too terrible about that one. There's over on the side, Maldi and Shigetsu just forcing out some spells. And yeah, Shigetsu, who we literally haven't seen for the past 10 minutes. He's been deep in the jungle, farming up. He's managed to pick up the Zagan Scepter, went for the Echo Saber first, disassembled, get an early Ags, then rebuy the Echo. Very nice build. And now he feels like he can actually turn up to some fights, and I can see why. This Ags is super valued this game.
And they're going to be trying to steal away the Tormentor from BetBoom.
It's going to hurt, but it will be possible. Yeah. Na'Vi, this is like the 3rd time they've done this. They really love stealing Tormentors.
For BetBoom, of course, they had the BKB timing. Dazzle just had to use it defensively. Stormsit just picked up the BKB as well. And Radiance on the lifesteal. Like, this is BetBoom's draft coming online as they find Malady in the mid lane.
Yeah, they will grab that one at the very least.
Every 60 seconds now, you're going to expect to see that occurring. Nightfall should farm, find Storm, jump inside, go get a kill. And Lifestealer, he eats through these heroes. Like Kunkka, he's food for him, right? He's a strength hero. Lifestealer loves playing against strength heroes, can eat through the tankiness with his feast. He has the rage to destroy it. So even Brewmaster, pre-Manta, where you can get rid of Orchid, probably going to die, right? From a Vortex and an Orchid. I think BetBoom, they're going to want to keep chaining them. 27 seconds now for the next Infest. Yes. You can see that Lifestealer and Storm are kind of playing in the same area of the map now, but...
Yeah, they're having some cuddles. Yeah, so it is one of those interesting games where everyone's back. Everyone's rich. Like, literally every core is having a good game. So the question becomes, oh, but no matter, why is there a 4k gold advantage on the side of Na'Vi? It's like, well, if you look to the side of the screen, you idiot, there's Nature's Prophet, who's pretty damn farm. But he's also feeding his brains out as he dies in the middle lane, goes to the bottom side, dies here as well. And that is just, yeah, kind of just going to the wrong areas of the map. Misreading where BetBoom are and getting himself killed off twice. It's not an ideal scenario.
And what's next, though, for BetBoom? Like, the thing is, neither team really takes towers immensely quickly. So it's like, that's why you see them keep farming, right? There is no innate way to take a tier 1 with confidence, right? Or a tier 2, especially as you were mentioning with the fact that all cores are having a good game. BetBoom mass use the twin gate to top.
Yeah.
They do have a smoke available, but not using it as of yet. The lanes aren't really in a great spot. They do need to push out mid with the Lifestealer first, and I am surprised we haven't seen another gank from Lifestealer Storm. It does look like kind of somewhat posturing to make a team move on BetBoom. They're kind of clumping their heroes together. Like Dazzle, he's had BKB, hasn't really used it aggressively, and since then now picked up a Blink Dagger. So now we need to be careful. BetBoom are in a little bit of a power spike right now.
They have all but one shards on the side of Na'Vi, and genuinely it's the shard they want the least. they managed to dodge the Muerta shard, which is kind of just a bit poo on the pulse for Muerta. Doesn't really give you a whole lot. So yeah, very lucky with the 50-50s on both Tormentors. Going to the richer hero, which means a core got it from the stolen Tormentor, and then a core got it from their own Tormentor. So it's super value for Navi, and it's honestly a significant spike.
Navi smoked up.
Whoa.
Hoping to find someone. If they can force the Dazzle BKB straight away, that could be pretty good.
He's looking around. He's found Pure on the backlines. That's going to be his target. Start this one off. GPK, meanwhile, just unleashing on to the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet probably going to go down here. Meanwhile, Pure just BKB TP out from this one. He's out. Toronto Tokyo has dropped as well, but Nightfall in the middle of everybody who's the one who's going to get beaten up from all directions. And Nefrit not even bothering to pop the Primal Split in this engagement. Just never felt the need to. What a Giga Chad as they run into the Roshan pit right now. And I don't think BetBoom have any way to contest this. They've still got 40 seconds dead on their Lifestealer.
It was such an awkward go from BetBoom, right? Like, the Lifestealer jumps inside the Storm Spirit. He then jumps out instantly, but he's like wedged up next to the trees, body blocked in. Late to use Rage, who gets hit by the Torrent Storm. Like, everything that could have gone wrong for that Lifestealer went wrong for the Lifestealer. And Na'Vi, they relish this.
Yeah.
It's nighttime, it's straight outside the Rosh pit. They get themselves an Aegis on the Slark. They're only a recipe away from BKB for him as well.
The issue is that the Lifestealer actually popped out of Infest. Oh, as Mardy dies again. He actually popped out of Infest the moment, pretty much, that the Kunkka A popped Blade Mail and B was using Torrent and Torrent Storm. So he jumps out, takes a ton of damage from the Blade Mail, and then gets thrown up into the air, can't rage, and dies.
Yep, exactly. It was so awkward.
That's just plain unfortunate.
Are they going to find anyone with the split? Lift up the Willow.
Shigatsu just trying to run down the storm. Could TP out on the remote? No. No TP available. Yeah, that's too much. There's no way of TPing out, and it's even inside Shadow Realm, dead shot with torrents, etc., etc. Even though Pounce on cooldown, but yeah. Na'Vi going to feel very free now. I mean, Shigetsu, he's well and truly back in the game. He's got an Aegis, he's got Nags, he's got a Echo Saber. I mean, even the attack speed from the Midas is super value on a Slark, so he's having a happy old time. Ooh, Vindicator's axe as well. Love this one on Slark. Not just the attack speed, but honestly, 20% slow resistance isn't bad.
And this is where I think the lifesteal is going to fall off a little bit, because when you talk about the Slark's items and his ability to move around the fight...
Oh, what a catch.
As he jumps in and kills off the tree.
Yep.
I think the entire BetBoom fight has to start with a big pick. I think if you find the Kunkka at the start of the fight and lifestealer can lock onto him, then Na'Vi probably could do pretty well. But if the lifestealer is off trying to kill a Brewmaster pre-split or a Slark pre... Shadow Dance, it's going to be a whole nother story, and that type of fight execution does get hard as the game progresses. So I think the Na'Vi, it's only a 4k lead, but it feels a lot more, especially because we've seen multiple fights now where Nefrit on his Brewmaster, he hasn't had to use split straight off the bat. He's played off of his right clicks and radiance. Like, it's been one of those rare Brewmaster games that he just feels very much unkillable.
Shigetsu just constantly trying to bully these heroes at the moment. Yeah, he's going to get used up, but there's no surviving here for Save. Save has kind of turned into the Melody of his team. He's just kind of getting picked off a whole lot. Melody's been able to stabilize a little bit as well. I mean, it's a hard profit game in fairness. Swarm Spirit's always able to find him and kill him if he shows, so gotta always be playing with a team, which kind of defeats the purpose of the hero. The bottom tower gonna fall. Na'Vi. Man, I mean, just reflect for a minute here. They are pretty damn far ahead, running up the high ground on Team BetBoom here in these qualifiers. This is very major for this team. Yeah.
Especially after game one. Like, game one was so awkward for Na'Vi. It just didn't look like they were going to be competitive in this series. And then game two, they came out swinging. And in the third game, they had to show a level of class to win this game, right? The outplays on GPK for Slark to bounce back after his laning phase. Like, sure, the game's not won, but to get to this stage after a turbulent entry to the series is testament in itself. And Melody, we've seen him die before. He's going to keep dying.
He will, but they're managing to find someone a little more important. Daze goes down, so both supports just taken off the map at the moment. And that is something which, we've seen a lot. BetBoom, they will take the scraps, and, a mountain of scraps makes a meal. Killing these supports over and over again is really keeping them in the game. Just need a little more discipline.
Yeah, now we are close to some big items, though. You've got Nefrit getting close in on his AC. You've got the Kunkka, he's been tossing and turning. He's thought about BKB, he's thought about other stuff, but now he's looking for the Hex on this Kunkka. Additional control, especially against Lifestealer. Any Hex, anything to set up for that next stun is incredible. We saw how important Torrent Storm was to deal with him pre-Rage. If you have your own control to do it quickly, it is going to be potentially fight winning. And BetBoom, they are smoked up, all five.
Scary time, but they're going to be running into this fresh new item from Melodule, which is, of course, the Sheep Stick coming out from him. You gotta be careful. The Lifestealer gets hexed at the wrong time. If the Storm gets hexed at the wrong time, it could be bad. Yeah, the Canary in the Mine. Melody.
Here we go again. Go on. Tank it for the boys, Melody. Go on.
I don't want a boss. I'm getting tired.
Oh, it's TP. Ooh.
You're almost tired, literally on top of all five of them. They'll find Daze instead, so... Yeah, once again, the pigeons will peck at the scraps. But these guys aren't pigeons much longer. I mean, the net worth advantage is non-existent. It is an even game, so...
AC complete on Nefrit.
BetBoom have been very impressive in how they've just been able to stay in this one. Never fall behind.
Yeah. I think that is the skill of BetBoom, right? As long as they're not tilted from over aggression, they often do find ways to play out every form of game. But for BetBoom, it is really about the jump, the positioning, how they can cover each other. And if their game goes later than Save, he will transition to be a core, right? He's already had the Midas for some time. He's 1.5 components away from Aghanims. I think for Na'Vi, in the back of their minds, they're thinking, maybe next Roshan into pressuring Rax will be on the cards for them. And if you don't want any spoilers, then please mute now. But the second game of the VP series is about to hit 60 minutes as well.
Jesus Christ.
It's potentially looking at a game 3. This region, some of the favorites are getting taken all the way to the end by some of these new stacks. And at the start of the day, I was saying I want to see new stacks punching up, but either way, Na'Vi, they're smoked up. They're trying to find this Willow, and they did.
Yep. And again, it's for such a long time since like a major hero died. Save gets sliced up by the Kunkka. Let me look at the graph. Let me examine the blips.
It doesn't look too crazy. It's pretty much like Na'Vi has a slight lead, and then BetBoom just being a little bit more efficient on the map right now. Because Na'Vi is making some bigger team moves, BetBoom's able to be a little bit greedier in how they farm, right? You've got Manta on the Lifestealer of Radiance, you've got Boots of Travel and Dazzle, Storm Spirit, like a lot of quick, cheap wave clear to be able to kind of pressure the wider map. But Na'Vi, they are looking to hit this tier 2. There's a tier 2 top as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they move from mid to top.
The last major core death we had, by the way, was at 25 minutes when the Lifestealer died. Since then, a major core has not died on either team. In fact, yeah, core hasn't died on either team.
Oh, Hexed up.
Dazzle, hello. Castle's Curse might be working out, but nope. Pure Magic BKB get himself away. And they don't have any follow-up for that. No Basher on the Slark means no way to really control these BKB targets. Toronto Tonkyo is just kind of Midasing creeps to the side of the map. Yeah. Oh, we're getting silly. We're getting a little bit silly at the 35-minute mark. The Midas tree looking close to his first item of the game. Holy moly. I'm joking, you bought a shard. Midas Willow, meanwhile, almost has Ags, so yeah, BetBoom, they're preparing for some crazy minute 50 timings. They're not looking at the next 5 minutes and planning on doing much.
You say that, but I think they are.
Roche
I think
contest.
they have. Lifestealer just got a BKB. I'm gonna completely go against your point and raise you and say they're gonna try and break the game right now. Like this Lifestealer, he's struggled to be able to fight. His rage, it feels like it's not been enough, but now with like 15 seconds of debuff immunity, that should be enough for him to run free in the fights. Can they find the jump though? They are smoked up.
I mean,
Na'Vi aren't really in position right now. Brewmaster is still running over to the fight.
Who do they want to find? Like, I feel like Brewmaster can kill him off pre-split.
I would always say Kunkka in this scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he's got no heart. He is killable. He's a mortal pirate. Lifestealer showing on lane with his fresh new BKB, and now they go on the Brewmaster. Can they keep him locked down for the full duration, though? Is the question. The answer seems to be no. They're not trying. BetBoom aren't overcommitting to this fight. They haven't found the target they wanted. Just fighting into this Primal Split and the Torrent Storm. Way too difficult. But in they go again. I mean, he doesn't have that much health left. They might actually be able to do it this time. Nefrit getting away. Fizz about to run out. He's got a chance to use the split and will take it. Just as the poison came through as well, so almost got looked down. Meanwhile, Malady just getting mauled to death by Nightfall here. Nightfall under the cover of BKB. Happy just stand his ground and fight Shigetsu. He's going to have to drop his own ultimate here, but he's just not doing any damage. He's not getting the stacks really in this fight just yet. And he's losing his health. He needs to run away. It's too much damage, but there comes a Kunkka from the sideline. Daze as well, doing a decent amount of damage on this support Muerta, but pure save. GPK, they're all still alive and they can take her down. Still no calls dead in this fight, but that might change shortly as Nefert's running away. Pure trying to chase him down. Has a BKB, has a blink dagger. Look at this guy go, but Nice Manta comes out. Hex out onto Pure. Pure gets off the grave though. Melajul's in trouble. Nightfall and GPK are upon him and they take him down. Melajul drops and the tips come out onto Pure as he just keeps on chasing and keeps on living.
What a fight from this Dazzle, right? The free casting from the side to keep them alive. The Lifestealer, he got kind of kited for both the BKB and then the Rage. The Mortar was doing plenty of damage, but they just didn't have enough to kill him off. Infest to disengage, and Pure, he nearly died as well. When he blinked in, he was X'd into a Torrent, and as the Torrent Storm went through, the one that was about to proc on him, he then X'd, dragged him back to the center of the Torrent Storm where there wasn't any Torrents, which allowed him to get the Grave off. So a matter of like milliseconds could have killed off the Dazzle in that form of aggression, but still, Na'Vi, at this stage of the game, they are lacking a little bit of that Damagios, and that is always going to be the downfall of a Slark. If he can't lock onto a hero, build up the Essence shift stacks, and then fight, it is relatively difficult. And he went for a Moonshot. Like, he knows that he needs to build up these stacks, but he was kind of a non-factor in that previous engagement. When you compare it to the damage soak of Nightfall, or the free casting of the Dazzle, it really was quite a one-sided fight.
I was thinking he was just trying to beat into Nightfall, and I mean, sure, he was hitting him a bit, but he was actually missing quite a lot through the Radiance. Got a bit unlucky there, and also just like Nightfall was just doing way too much damage back. You force out that ultimate early from the Slark, and his fight gets very awkward very quickly. You want to try and keep hold of it as long as possible. Underestimating the Lifestealer's damage though. And now BetBoom, they found their way back into this. Never super far out, but definitely on the back foot for a long time. This is the first time we've seen them really become dominant, and they don't really feel pressured to go and make too many plays, I don't think. Again, like they have these kind of late game assurances in their supports.
Like Willow's about to have a Moonshot.
Yeah.
Willow's 1900 gold away from a Moonshot, and that is going to be just major artillery coming from behind. And
Ag's already up.
They have such a formidable front line. It is not easy for Na'Vi to get around it. Abyssal Blade complete on Lifestealer as well. They have scaled to the point where they see a hero, they're going to be deleted in a matter of seconds. Like, you kind of need Mortar to get like maybe like a Hurricane Pipe BKB start transitioning to be a core. I think if she sticks down the line of being a support, it's gonna maybe hurt Na'Vi.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, but you know, at the moment, no real efforts being made from the Na'Vi players supports to really kind of transition much. I mean, Prophet at least has the Orchid Dagon going for BKB next. Yeah, just imagine if the Prophet had gone for like, I don't know, Maelstrom or something instead of this Dagon. Would have been looking pretty good right now, but they were trying to end the game a little earlier. They weren't looking for this. They didn't want to be in this situation where they're 40 minutes at a goal disadvantage. And we're starting to see the bullshit, which is Dark Willow with the Hyperstone, with an Aghanim Scepter, with a Midas. And it's only going to get worse from here on out, folks. Middle tower going to be the next target. BetBoom happy to just roam from building to building. And actually, this one they're setting up a trap. See if someone wants to come and defend this. Seeing if anyone wants to come and hit some creeps, but only the Kunker's really going to be brave enough to do such a play. Actually, immediately sees a GPK with the most likely Lifestealer Infest inside of him. He goes, nah, we ain't doing that.
This is like the scariest form, right, of this combo. Like when you just click on the Lifestealer inside, you're like, uh-oh. Like, he's going to pop out at any minute on top of you.
Yep.
Like, mobility is such a great resource in Dota, right? You know, Magnus wins TIs because he can drag heroes away. But then to be able to deliver a hero for you, like, Spectre needs an ultimate for it. No. Here we just got a whole hero doing it for Lifestealer. And It goes back so many years. And
Marty TP's away from the Willow. That's the thing as well, right? Like, even in the supports versus supports, like, this Prophet can't fight the Willow anymore. Willow's going to turn him inside out. It's
But also, BetBoom can't really go high ground, because if Lifestealer walks up to the high ground, instant Hex into control, he could die. Willow can siege with her Realm Ags plus Moonshard. That's why I think the game could get a little bit weird, where Na'Vi just kind of keeps playing on the fringe, Toronto Tokyo doing some beautiful juking.
That was nice.
Really good 4 stuff to get off the map.
Nice, good.
But that's my only one concern with BetBoom, is like, on the open map, their fight is insane. The positioning of Pure is exceptional. The target selection from GPK and Nightfall is, you know, game winning. But tower damage is not really their friend. And if you rewind like 20 minutes, Na'Vi were the ones that were trying to take this bottom tier 3. They were the ones to try and go high ground first. And we'll see what Na'Vi's route is back into this game. They are going to smoke up. Since we last spoke, there was a Basher complete on Slark. He's nearly got an entire MKB. There's a refresher now on Brewmaster. Kunkka also has a refresher. So this is some big, beefy team fight coming out for Na'Vi now. They just need to find the positioning to get all these spells into it.
On to the Tormentor we go. Well, will not take them long to tear through that one, and it will be for the Willow. Okay, that shard.
MKB now complete for the Slark. Yeah, Willow shard, it's a nice addition. You don't really need to rush it, but getting down the extra roots after her stun is pretty useful.
Yeah, it's more crap in the fights to deal with. But yeah, MKB on the Slark, very important. I mean, this is going to allow him to just kind of stand there and hit the Lifestealer, as he's saying, and get the stacks up, which he needs so badly. And you need them
fast. The fact that they've whipped out 2 refreshers and an MKB, like, that is, to sync up all of these items to be at the same time is very spooky. And we'll see if BetBoom are going to, of course they're going to be aware all the heroes are showing on waves. It's not as if they're hiding these items, right? Brewmaster does hit level 25. We'll see which talent he wants to go for. He does go for Cinder Brew, appears fear when ignited.
Nice. A little bit of a fight taking place. In fact, a lot of a fight taking place. And Shigetsu's going to be able to bring down Toronto Tokyo, but Mardi also going to be falling at the same time. Lifestealer going to hitch a ride in the Storm Spirit to try and get himself out of this one. Save, taking some hits. Pure, going to give him the grave, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to last too long. But they jump the Slark on the sidelines. Can they bring him down in time? I think they can. Shigetsu, he's getting too low. He's got no way to survive through this anymore, so he's just going to die to Nightfall of GPK. Save did fall eventually, but look at the Kunga just getting absolutely roasted and toasted by GPK and Nightfall. Days under the cover of the Pierce of Veil tries to TP out. Not going to happen. 4 dead on the side of Na'Vi. Oh, man. They thought they had that fight. They thought everything was going their way. But nope. The Storm and the Lifestealer, they find the perfect entry to the fight the moment the Slark runs out of resources to keep himself alive.
Yeah, and the fact that in the middle of the fight, Nightfall's jumping into Storm Spirit, going, guys, we know what we need to do. And yeah, Na'Vi, they throw everything they can into it, but it's just not enough. They don't have the control to stop the Storm jump.
Pure just almost completely alone, just bodying this poor Brewmaster.
Pure also has like an MKB as well. Like, he's gone for the Arcane Blink Octarine for the mobility. He's got the Ags for the damage, and then some casual MKB just to slap through this Brewmaster.
What the hell?
He should be able to do it.
Getting beaten. Tries to go for the refresher. Can't do it in time. He does have the buyback available at the very least, but yeah, that is not a death you want to see occurring for Nefrit. And now, I mean, throwback to game number 1 as well, when Nefrit did die in this situation as the Spirit Breaker and cost his team the game. Well, won't quite be the same scenario, but certainly looking a little rough. This late game Dazzle is just such a monster. I mean, they just have so much bullshit on the side of BetBoom at this point in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's so insane. Got Infest bombs. You've got
Realms.
this nonsense.
Guys, yeah.
Well, Hex out onto the Muerta. Muerta just straight up dead. No hesitation there. Buyback from the Brew as Dark jumping in on this one. Shigetsu, he needs to get some hit-offs. He needs to start controlling up Nightfall right now, but he's just not doing it. So much damage from Nightfall. They are going to try and back themselves away. They see the buyback, and they want to make it not worthwhile. And with the infest into Toronto, Tokyo, the X-Mux is not going to go off. So, well, a successful retreat from the side of BetBoom. Nefrit's buyback doing absolutely nothing. Feeling like there's no way Na'Vi can fight into BetBoom anymore, honestly.
It does feel like it's a insurmountable lead. Like Na'Vi, where is the damage? I think for Slark, it is one of those heroes that you're meant to have a good lane. You're meant to break the map early. You're meant to play the vision, and then through that you propel your team to kind of secure the objectives for you. And it was always a game of catch-up for Slark, and I think Na'Vi, they had an exceptional mid-game in how they approached that aggression Milledgel, just leading the charge, but unfortunately, it just doesn't scale as well as this Lifestealer Storm Willow. I'm gonna throw Willow into the core mix now, like this tri-core, plus the Dazzle quad-core.
Fair.
You know what? Quad-core scaling.
Yep.
It's 4 cores in a Toronto Tokyo, who used to be a core player.
He's just a Giga support now. He's got the Aghanims. He's lighting up the map for them. He's bullshit in his own way as well, honestly, with this Aghanim Scepter. And the Shard. Just wandering around doing whatever he needs to do. And a Dire Scan might just catch onto Na'Vi here. Or they're going to set it off. Yeah, it will be. I mean, if it goes to BetBoom, then it'll be the final fight. And I think that's what we're anticipating, unless they can find a big way to just blow a hero up.
Only one buyback
not wasting anything. I mean, Lifestealer could be a good kill, but they don't really have the Hex available onto him just yet, but that's what they need. Oh, there we go. Aggressive Infest comes out onto the Slark, and now the Storm joining up in the backline. Shigetsu, he needs help, but he doesn't get any. The rest of the team are just looking for targets, and they forget to protect their own teammates. Toronto, Tokyo, I mean, sure, he's going to die. Does he give a damn? Or actually, he's not even going to die as the Grave comes out in time from the Dazzle. Day's trying to stand his ground, but with the Conquer dead as well, it is all over for the side of Na'Vi as BetBoom just clear up the mess that's left of this team. Sure, you got some buybacks available on some non-vital heroes, but with the Slark not having any way back into the game, it's looking like this might be all. The Slark and the Conquer just didn't save for buyback in the final moments of this one. And in fairness, they were feeling so weak in these engagements that I'm not even surprised.
It fell so quickly. So I was ready for like quite a team fight, and it was just, and they initiated, and they're dead.
Yep, the Aghanim's Lifestealer just jumping inside the Slark. There's nothing you can do about that. All he needed was GPK to help out, and that's exactly what he got. Nightfall absolutely demolishing him. Alright. Crits now out from Pure.
What
this Dazzle is going to be absolutely chunking fools. Final layer of Barrack's going to fall. Na'Vi not calling it just yet, but man, it's looking tough as Nefrit's being on down with the buyback, trying to keep him alive. But Nefrit, he might just lose his life here. Up to the high ground he goes, will live. No split available though. Mega creeps have been gained. Nightfall pops the BKB. They just want to get themselves out. All right. Na'Vi get to hold on a little bit longer. BetBoom will settle for Megas.
See a little bit of discipline there from BetBoom. They know that with the Mega Creeps, the game is pretty much theirs. We look at the items and my god, does BetBoom look scary. And I think whilst we have this open, I think one thing for Na'Vi is the support duo for Malady and Daze. Their items just didn't really scale into the game, right? You know, got Malady who went for part of a Dagon, but then an Orchid, but the Orchid was late, and then the Dagon's a Dagon. Daze had an Atos, but then he went back to the Midas, and with the Midas he then took another half hour, 20 minutes to get to the Hurricane Pike. Like, when you compare that to BetBoom, of course, factor in the amount of buildings they've taken, but you've got Aghanims, Moonshot on Willow, you've got the Blink, a 4-staff on Ags on Tree and Protector. Like, the disparity in how the supports entered the game, BetBoom entered with just decisiveness, and then Na'Vi, it still feels like they're trying to find what their heroes want to do. And in this type of game, when you needed to kind of crush it in the mid game. Can't have your supports still kind of walking the path of what items they need. And, you know, Kunkabru, they were doing exceptionally well, but yeah, just unable to get everyone in Na'Vi on the same page. And BetBoom, they walk up to the high ground. 47,000 gold lead, 51 minutes into the game. Aegis still very fresh, 4 minutes left on it. How can Na'Vi stop this? Answer, probably not, but
getting a free axe from Roche from Storm is so insane. Like, what an ability, and that's a dead slot.
Oh.
I mean,
Okay.
he just okay. All right, bro. Ending it in style. GG, well played. Come out. Oh, man. GPK, getting everybody. I mean, the slot just kind of falls over and dies to start the fight off. Doesn't even do anything. So we know it's over from that point onwards. But then